Oh yeah, that was a good one too.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Misfortune
Welcome
Podcast,
back.
episode 7.
Yeah.
My name is Caiden. As usual, I'm joined by my co-host, the illustrious Julia.
Oh, busted out
Whoa!
the big adjectives here.
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
of course.
Yes, welcome back.
Yeah,
for
we
episode
are.
7.
We were supposed to record this 2 weeks ago.
We tried to do it. We
We
wanted to
tried.
do it
We have
live, but we're
a
just like, you know what? Let's.
we have a
I mean,
bonus episode though.
we kind of had right. We had the first episode of the Fortune podcast.
Yeah, we're calling it the Fortune Podcast.
But yeah, I mean, we were supposed to record last time, but we ended up just being like,
Nah,
maybe
we
we
want
should
to
do
watch
this
the
another time.
Evangelion movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, we can just jump right into it.
All right.
We
First off,
watched Rebuild, Evangelion Rebuild movies 2 and 3.
yes.
I didn't watch one. Caden watched.
Yeah.
one.
So after all my convincing that I had to do, by convincing I mean I told you you should watch it like twice. So we decided to skip the first one because the first one's literally just like the first 6 episodes, I think.
Right.
Normal Evangelion.
Yeah, that's what it looked like. I kind of skipped around. I
Yeah.
kind of skipped around it the first time I tried to watch it, and I was just like, "Oh, this is literally just the first few episodes of Evangelion." So, but it looks a little prettier, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, you know how they're like very minor changes or whatever. Like, I think there
Yeah.
might have been one. I think Ray says something different to Shinji, and that's like it. Um,
Yeah.
but so I assume we sort of already talked about this, but I just want to hear what are your thoughts going into this?
Thoughts on the rebuild. Okay, so I guess
Yes,
first we can start with 2. We literally
2.
watched 2 like at 3 o'clock in the morning, and then
Yes,
we
and
watched
then
the third one the next day.
yeah,
Uh, so two was really interesting in that it still didn't really deviate from what happened for like the first half of the movie.
right, yeah,
Uh, for a minute, other than like small changes where it's like, oh, we're at a random ass aquarium for some reason.
I liked
Uh, and that was interesting. And other small changes like Asuka still has her fucking creepy ass doll, you know.
yeah,
Uh, so honestly, it still felt pretty standard fare Evangelion. Uh, but I really like the change they made. I mean, I still love the original episodes where it was episodes I believe 18 and 19 where Shinji and Toji uh duke it out, even though it's not
yes,
really
yeah. It's not
Toji
really a fight. It's
technically,
just
but
Shinji's forced to kill him.
yeah, he's literally forced to
Yeah.
kill him. But which by the way, I actually read that um Ano or Toji was originally planned to be killed, but Ano was like, I don't want kids to
I
die.
saw that. Yeah, no, I saw that. Even
Uh
though they all die in the end.
yeah, right. That's true. He kind of violated that later on, which is a shame
Yeah.
because I mean Toji was kind of thrown away after that episode, you know.
Oh,
It's
for
kind of
sure. Yeah.
he was literally just in a hospital bed.
Yeah.
I love those episodes. Those are some of my favorites from the original series. Uh, but they actually took it in a really interesting direction with Asuka.
Yeah. Oh, she
Being
was the
the
one who was doing the mech.
Yeah, that was really interesting. And holy shit, that scene.
Yeah.
It was very different from the last scene in that they played a song where little kids are singing about being each other's friends or some shit.
Yeah. The song's about friendship.
Yeah. And it's arguably an even more gruesome iteration of that scene. Like,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's gorier than the original one.
Oh, yeah. No,
Like,
without it. And it looks better, so it like added effect.
yeah, right. And I mean, I guess it's so the second half of the movie is weirdly like almost end of Evangelion,
Yeah.
right? With the
Okay.
third impact and Asuka dying, it's well, dying, it's
Yes.
very similar. What so when she
Well,
got torn up by those
the
bird
mass-produced
things.
Evas.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So one thing that I noticed is that it like I got deja vu a lot when I was watching 2.0 just because it felt and I guess that's a very good explanation. I never really thought about it like that, but like I felt like sort of it was like very familiar and
Yeah.
if that and I thought that I had watched it already actually for the first like I got like through the first hour and a half or something watching it and I thought that I had like already watched this and I
You'd
was like,
already
"Did
seen
I
this
watch this
movie,
at some
right?
point like 10 years ago?" Well, I mean the first time that I watched it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so like the when I watched it with you, that was the second time I've ever watched those. Um, and then the first time it was after I finished Evangelion because that's normally what I
Right.
do. If I finish like a series and it has movies, and I'll watch the movies.
You gotta go watch the movies, right?
Um, one thing though that I thought would be very interesting to note is you remember my theory, not really theory at this point. I think it's like very widely believed and accepted sort of in the Evangelion fan group. Um, that
The
it is a
racists.
continuation. Yeah, it resets, and that's the same Kaoru that we see in the original show.
That right, 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 yeah. That
So
wa that actually, yeah, may very well be true, right.
I found more evidence to this, and I think I see. So I didn't realize this at first, but so in the original show, I could have sworn that in the original show, you remember how in the rebuilds all the oceans are red, and
Yes.
there's that scene where um, what's his name? Guy who's dating Misato. He's talking to
Kaji.
Kaji, yes. Voiced by Ryosuke Takahashi, might I add, of Initial
Yes,
D
sir.
fandom. Um, Kaji is talking to Shinji when they're in the aquarium, and he's talking about like how the water used to be all blue like he sees.
Uh-huh.
And so what I found out is that in the original show, the water is blue.
It
And
yeah, it is.
and then
No, no, yeah,
after
you're right, I was kinda weird, I was like, "Wait, are so is that suggesting, like, the third impact happened already? Since
yeah,
the water's already kinda reduced to red?"
right. And
That's a
then
very good point, actually.
after the events of End of Evangelion, when there's Shinji and Asuka on the shore, the water is then red.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, that's interesting.
yeah, I think that that further proves the idea that the rebuild is just a continuation, and I really hope um, Ano or whoever it is who's like mainly in charge of 4.0, which hopefully isn't getting delayed because of this coronavirus stuff.
Yeah, no, that's what I was thinking about, like, uh, that and, like, apparently Beastars Season 2, we'll talk about that later. Apparently Season 2 is supposed to be coming out this summer. I don't know
Yeah,
if any of that will
I think
now
it
happen,
probably will get pushed back to 2021.
which that would fucking suck.
Which, speaking of which, guys, stay inside and wash your hands.
Yes!
Yeah,
PSA from the Misfortune
quit,
Podcast.
well, quit leaving your house. My dad
Please.
the other day, God, it pisses me
Unless
off.
it's essential.
My dad, what's that?
Unless it's essential,
Unless like you had to go to the grocery, then you have like reason to.
then
But
you're
my
good.
dad the other day thought it was a brilliant idea to take everyone in my family to a public park for a walk, and I kid you not, we passed probably somewhere close to 500 people on the trail that we were walking on.
Jesus.
And there were just so many people, and I'm like, "What the hell are you doing?
Hey, 6
You're
foot
told
6 foot
by
distance.
everyone to stay inside, and here you
Right.
are just outside like, 'Nah, I don't give a shit about this
Well,
virus.'"
I hear talk of, at least in near where we live, I won't say where, but
Yes.
there's talks of like actual lockdowns happening,
Yeah,
like
I think so.
where we are.
My stepdad works pretty close with the police for his job. He isn't
Oh,
himself in the police force or anything like that, but
right.
and he heard a rumor that pretty soon one of the 50 states that we may or may not live in is I'm sure we probably said it. I think it's fun. We live
Shit,
in
kid, now they know we're in the United
yeah.
States.
He heard a rumor that we might be put on lockdown. Like we can't go anywhere or anything
Yeah.
like that unless it's like the grocery store.
I mean, that's fucking good. Like, fucking idiots. Stop
We need
leaving your
to,
goddamn
yeah.
house.
Quit eating
Unless you're going
bats,
like
dude. I swear to
unless
God.
you're taking a walk down like a creepy ass back road to get your throat slit or something. Don't
Yeah.
fucking go.
Only the
Yes.
necessities.
Anyways,
Yeah. But
back
back to
to the
Evangelion.
other fucking apocalypse.
Yes.
So oh yeah, I was gonna make a point about that theory that you were bringing up. It would also make sense that Shinji actually acts differently this time too, because it's like, oh
Yeah.
shit, I can actually change stuff, which I mean he really doesn't. He actually fucks it up even
Yeah.
more, which
Yeah. He makes it
that's the
even
moral of the
worse.
story.
He
Shinji
destroys
can't
the world.
fucking win, you know. Uh,
Oh, he
and
can't.
that's what that. So so upon first viewing, the third impact or the rebuild's third impact, it didn't really the scene didn't really hit me. It started until until the second time I watched it, and I was like, "Oh fuck, the animation, the
Yeah.
music, all that shit actually looks
I
fantastic."
mean,
Like
yeah.
everything in that scene's fucking great. Uh,
Oh, it's awesome.
I fucking love
The
how if you
visuals are
stay until like at that, it's the very end of the movie. It's like he is awakened or some shit, and like
yeah, and then like it's just very anticlimactic. Yeah, Coward just throws
yeah,
down the
Coward's just like,
spear.
no, it's not happening. Sorry. And then okay,
Yeah,
so
but
I think I just liked 2.0. Like I thought it was pretty good. It threw
right.
some new shit in there, but it kind of did rehash some old shit. That's that's
Yes.
honestly why I really liked 3.0. I really liked it.
3.0. Yeah. So upon first viewing, because I watched them from what I remember, the first time I watched all three of them, because I watched
Yeah.
1.0 as well. I I watched them like one day at a time. Like one day I'll watch the first one, the second day I'll watch the second, and third. Um, but upon my first viewing, I think that I liked second better, just because I think second's like the feel good one.
Yeah, the fan
Obviously,
servicey
until the
one.
end when everyone,
He saved Ray.
yeah,
Good job.
yes, and everyone's happy until he fucks it
Yeah.
up again. Um, but after I watched it with you, I think that I decided that 3 is probably my favorite now, just because it's
It's
all new.
all new.
Like, there's
It's all
literally
new
nothing
Evangelion
the same.
shit, and that's what I love. I just
Yeah.
love the whole new world that they all live in. You know, with they're just on a fucking big ass airship, just killing
Yeah.
angels whenever they can. And it is kind
Yeah.
of weird, but I also do kind of like how everyone Shinji.
Yeah, everyone
Yeah,
hates him.
everyone hates his fucking
He's just
guts,
alone.
and it's like
Which
he
one
can't
is
win.
what's what's the tagline for 3? Is it "You cannot redo"?
The first one's you are not alone. Second one's you cannot advance. So yeah, it's you cannot redo.
See, that makes it
Yeah,
even
just
worse.
the entire movie
It's
just a
like, yeah,
big
you
old
can't go
fuck
back.
you to Shinji, just like you idiot,
I
you did what
know,
people told you to do.
but I feel like Evangelion is just Anno's way of showing that he fucking hates his children or
No,
something like that.
okay,
It's like he has a child beating fetish or something like
no,
that.
yeah, Shinji does go through a lot of shit, but I think that definitely probably fits with the message of like
Oh, yeah.
Shinji just has a fucking fucked up life, you know?
But, I mean, in the end, well, I was about to say in the end, it all turns out okay. Sometimes it turns out
Yeah,
okay in some aspects.
right.
Um, but, I mean, I think that, like, that's I one could argue that hardships are the way that characters learn the most. So,
Yeah.
in a way, Shinji has learned the most. And another thing that I saw with the continuation of rebuilds from the original show is that like all the characters, a lot of them don't make the same mistakes, like the exact same. Like obviously, Shinji destroys the world again,
Yeah, as
but
always.
um, yes, but a lot of them don't make the same mistakes as they did like the
Mhm.
first time. And so like they've sort of learned from that and like because one prominent thing that I saw was Asuka, how she has the conversation with Misato in the elevator. Um that's like she would have never had that conversation and ended or and just normal
Mhm.
Evangelion. But she sort of, learned that like she can talk to people
She
or,
can reach right.
you know, whatever you want to say. Yeah. And she can reach out and profess her feelings.
That's true. But yeah, okay. First of all, I think Asuka rocks the eye patch look.
Oh
I,
yes.
I I like I like that. I did see that and like a YouTube. I got a YouTube video recommended to me, and it was fucking Asuka with an eye patch on. I was like, what the fuck is going on in the rebuilds?
First time you the first time you see it, it's very
Yeah.
weird.
Um. I also want to say that I really love the shit
Um,
with Shinji and Kaoru. I felt like their
you there?
relationship was way more fleshed out this time because obviously you have a lot longer than just one episode to really see the two with each other.
Real quick, can you leave the server and come back because you're cutting
Fuck!
out again? It's it's just me now.
I am back.
That entire time.
What? What's up?
Are you
Yes.
there?
Yeah,
Have
yeah,
you
yeah,
been
I'm there.
talking
I'm
this
there.
entire time? Okay. Have you been? Were you talking that entire time? Or
Yeah, I was. I was talking about.
oh,
I was talking about one Shinji and Kaoru, and
yes.
how their relationship definitely felt a lot more fleshed out this time.
Oh, 100%.
Because
Yeah.
obviously you have.
So I mean, like, you sort of see Kaoru like previews of him because you see Kaoru a lot
Yeah.
earlier in this story because you can sort of compare like the timeline of this story to the timeline of like Kaoru comes in a lot
Mhm.
earlier than
Yeah,
he
he's
does in
he's
the
like he's
normal
like near
series.
the
But
moon or some shit.
yeah, I don't. Zile put him on the moon.
Yeah,
I don't
it
know
gets a little
why.
more confusing than it was. Well, because at least in the show,
Yeah,
he's just like, "I'm here. Hi." No, there's no reason.
Kaoru like little glimpses of him or whatever until like he finally makes his emerge
Caden,
in
I would
3.0.
like to say that you two are now breaking up.
God, you're still cutting out. Is it
You're
me?
cutting out too.
Am I? Okay, let me
All right.
leave real quick.
Welcome back.
All right, hopefully this works.
All right.
Do I need to change? No, I'm on the good Wi-Fi in my house. All right. Um, but like when Kaoru like finally um makes his emerge in 3.0, he well before that, sorry, he's you see his little glimpses of him, and he's like, "This time I'll make you happy," or whatever it is, and you can sort of
That's
see
true.
like in this version he's sort of genuinely trying to make Shinji
Yeah.
happy instead of just saying "I love you" and then
Then
fucking
yeah,
dying.
Kaoru fucking dies.
Yeah, but in this, I mean, Kaoru still fucking
Yeah,
dies.
even worse.
Don't get me wrong, he's still dead. But like in this, he tries to genuinely create a relationship with Shinji, and I really enjoyed the
Yeah, me
piano
too.
parts.
I really love that shit.
I think that
I
looks
think I
really good.
value Evangelion more for its character moments and like the time they spend together than like
Right?
the
Yeah.
big ass spectacle scenes because I still love those, but like I agree with you. I
No, for
really did
sure.
like those scenes.
Because in the end of it, it's not about. It's disguised as a mecha anime, but it's not. It's about
Yeah,
the
and that's what's
people
so
in it.
special about it, really. One scene that I thought was pretty fucked up was the one where what's his face Fuyutsuki, he just comes
Kaji.
in and is like, "Hey, you
Oh,
want to play a
oh my
game of
god,
I think
yes.
it's shogi?" He's like, "Yeah, let's just play
Yeah,
a nice little game
shogi.
of shogi." Yeah,
I
here's
looked it
how
up.
fucked
It's
up
like
your life is, Shinji.
yeah, I looked it up. So shogi is Japanese chess,
Yeah, yeah.
essentially, and so they're just chilling, playing shogi, and then he's like, "Turn on the lights. Your mom's dead body is
Yeah.
right there." What the
Sorry to
hell?
let
What
you
is wrong
know.
with you? And then you find out like Gendo sort of told him to do it or gave him permission or
Yeah,
whatever.
which
But
makes him even more
still,
fucked up than his last incarnation.
yeah, I think that Gendo is for the most part in this, because you see, I think you can tell this is definitely catered to people who watch the original series already, because they like do not hide that um Shinji's mom is
No, they
Rei.
don't.
Like they do not try
I
to
think they
hide.
went
Like
straight
I
up with
think
it in this one.
I think it might be like revealed
In the
in the
first one,
first
right?
one, but you see like Gendo views Rei. I think there's this one part where Rei is asking if they can have a dinner party, and Gendo literally sees Yui
Yeah, you're right.
like as
I
Rei.
think that was in the
And
second one because I
so
remember that scene.
yeah. Um but I mean I th- where was I going with this? I don't know. That's my point.
I
I forgot what I was going to
I
say.
have something to say about Rey. So I feel like humanizing Rey's first incarnation made her character so much better, and not because she was a lot more human in that first incarnation. I mean, that was cool to see, but the fact that they transitioned from a like a more human, like emotional Rey
Yeah.
to a completely fucking cold ass Rey in the third one. Like she
Yeah. And then she's like, "Is that an
Yeah,
order?"
right. That just made it even more hard hitting, you know? Than just randomly
Yeah.
being
I
like,
mean,
Rey's kind of a cold person in the first incarnation, and
I
then she's a
think
cold person in the second one. It's like, I don't really care about the character at that point then.
I think the objective, because you can sort of compare, you can say that, 3.0 is sort of the end of Evangelion of the
Right.
rebuilds. But I think you can sort of compare. I think what they were trying to do was they were trying to make 3.0 similar to end of Evangelion, but it's like they tried to make it even more
Even
severe.
more, right.
Like it's like here's this happy world. Fuck, Shinji destroys it, but there's going to be a new movie, and it's going to be a new beginning.
Oh,
Nope,
yeah.
you're fucked.
You're
It's
gonna
even
start over
worse.
again.
Yeah, but I think this is probably not probably. This is, I think, without a doubt, the worst reality Shinji's
Oh,
ever had to
absolutely.
live in.
Even worse than the last one, and it's like, how do you get
Yeah,
even worse than the last one?
yeah, it's already
It's
pretty
already
fucking bad. But
terrible.
then they just go all out, and he's like, literally the only person he has is Kaoru. The world that Shinji lives in. This is for sure the
Yeah,
worst
it's
one.
I'm just kinda curious what they're gonna do with the new one, because
Like
yeah,
4.0.
4.0, because I first of all, I just love
Yeah.
seeing new Evangelion shit, so that'll be really nice to see some new content, and this one's in Paris. Or not?
Hopefully you don't cut out this
Okay.
time.
I was talking about, 4.0,
Yeah,
this one's gonna be, like, kinda set in Paris, or maybe not? Maybe that's just the opening scene?
that might just be the opening scene, but I feel like Paris might have a big. So I don't know. So we watched the
We
trailer,
did, yeah, the
obviously.
first, like, 10 minutes.
Um. So or not necessarily the trailer. They haven't
Yeah.
released the trailer. Hopefully they do. That'd be pretty cool. Um. But I don't know. Do you know about the release of this?
No.
Okay, so you might want to move your headphones away from the mic because I can hear myself.
Aight.
All right. So, um, so essentially so Evangelion, I'm pretty sure how it worked was Evangelion or whoever the studio, they have a new studio, Studio
Okay.
Kara. That's who it is. They scheduled a thing. There was like an event going on, like some anime thing. Maybe it was like Paris's equivalent of
Hmm.
ACON or whatever. But there was an event going on in Paris, and Studio Kara scheduled something, and people didn't know what it was, but they knew it was like something Evangelion. And then they released the first 10 minutes of
Oh.
this, and people didn't know why it was in Paris until they watched it. So that leads me to believe that Paris might be playing a big
Yeah.
role. Like maybe it's like the last city or
Yeah, the last
whatever.
one remaining or something, because they keep on fucking up Earth.
Well, this is weird to me because this is the first time they haven't been in Japan.
That's actually very true. Other than like I don't know, fucking Jet Alone episode or some shit.
Was that not in
No,
Japan?
I think that was in. Oh, was that?
Was that in
I
America?
think it was in America. I don't fucking know.
Yeah.
But
I'm gonna
I
say
mean,
I
you're
don't
right
know,
though.
but
Like it's literally 99% in Japan, so that will be very interesting. Or maybe at the
yeah,
beginning of
other than
3.0. Are they in
fucking
Japan at the beginning
space.
of 3.0?
What's the beginning of
When they're
3.0?
fucking sailing
Let me
over the
think.
sea in the big ass airship fighting the angels.
I would assume that's probably
Okay.
pretty close to it because the angels don't
Yeah,
attack
they
anywhere else.
they really don't.
I mean, other than that one time that they attacked the base in like Germany or whatever, and they
Yeah,
just
but they
nuked
fucking
it.
hate Japan, so
Yes, of course, as all people in anime
they'll
do.
never forgive the Japanese.
Yep, of course. That's a JoJo reference. But
Yeah.
um, well, I mean, yeah, just I'm very excited to watch 4.0. I really hope that the coronavirus does delay it.
Please.
That would really suck.
Uh, yeah, I'm
Um,
excited for it too because the rebuild series has actually been pretty good so far. I
oh, it's been
I've
really
heard.
good.
Yeah, I agree. I've heard the fan base doesn't like it very much,
Yeah,
which I can
that's what I've heard.
understand if
But
you're
I
like
mean,
going from
a diehard
yeah, if you're going from
original
the
fan.
original to this one, I could probably understand if you feel that way. Um,
But I mean, I think you have to sort of look at it as its own
yeah.
property. And I mean, I think on its own, like if I wouldn't have seen Evangelion, I still would have thought this is a very good
Oh yeah,
franchise.
yeah, absolutely. Oh,
Um,
so
and
yeah,
so
that's the
yeah,
rebuild.
really excited for 4.0. Oh, by the way, don't hate me for calling it 4.0. I'm just too
It's
lazy to say
actually
3.0 plus
3.0 plus
1.0.
1.0.
Yeah, I'm not saying that shit every
Yeah,
time I
plus
say 4.0.
it's fucking 4.0. It just sounds cooler to say 3.0
It is
plus
4.0.
1.0.
The entire reason why that's the name of it is because there's supposed to be a double release of 3 and 4, but, you know, it's Evangelion, so shit goes bad every time.
Yeah.
So, yeah, excited to watch that.
So
So well, did you wanna save the show for last?
um
Wanna talk about some of the movies first?
we can talk about the show since we have a little more
Alright.
we have a bit of a clearer
Yeah.
memory on it.
Yeah.
So
So,
right now
fun fact for
okay,
you.
okay,
Fun
fun
fact for you
fact.
guys. We were talking about JoJo a little bit earlier, and we're talking about right now. Fun fact for you. So, Julius, you know how Netflix redubbed Evangelion.
They did indeed.
So, fun fact for you guys: the guy who plays Kensuke Ida in Evangelion also plays Joseph Joestar and
Joseph
JoJo.
Joestar.
Dogman from Beastars. We're
He
talking about
also
Beastars,
voices
guys. That's
Dogman.
what we're
Right,
talking
right,
about.
yeah. Beastars. It's on Netflix currently. Go watch it, please.
What?
Go watch it.
Go what?
Listeners,
Beastars?
yes, please go watch Beastars.
Yes. Go watch Beastars. So for me, before we talk about this, just a little side note from Caden. You're looking at Beastars and you're thinking, wow, this is gonna be some weird furry shit.
Anthropomorphic animals.
I can assure you, one would think that. You get to the first sex scene, you're like, wow, this is gonna be some weird furry shit. I can assure you, at first glance, it would
Dude,
seem
okay, so you
so.
know how Netflix
But
has the shit where it's like in the top left corner it'll show you all the adult content that's gonna be a show. It said nudity, and I was like,
yes.
oh god, oh fuck, we're gonna see
Uh-oh.
some fucking
Yeah.
rabbit titties.
Before I saw a there was some, so you know the Pickle Rick meme?
Yes.
Yeah, they're like, "I kid you not, whoever." I saw one that was it was some guy doing the voice of, Legoshi. Of course, I didn't know
Yeah.
any of this. And so the meme account who posted this, he was like, "Is Beastars a good show?" And then everybody was like, "Yeah, it's a pretty good show. It's just weird the first time the rabbit takes off her clothes." And I was like, "What the fuck?
Yeah,
What?"
the first time.
And yeah, the first time. There are multiple. There are not
And
just
that's
one.
definitely an element. especially on the internet, I feel like there is a huge stigma against like furries and shit. Uh,
Yeah, which I mean, uh, it's weird. I mean, do what you want, but I mean, it's sort of
I think it's
weird.
cool that people have that
But I
passion. In
mean,
fact, I think it's pretty cool that they make like whole ass costumes. And
oh
I,
yeah,
I
for
think it
sure.
is kind of fucked up that the internet just generalizes them as like zoophiles.
Yeah,
But anyways, I'm actual fucking
yeah.
Beastars. Uh, yeah, Beastars is a really good show. It
It's
starts out
it's
kind of weird and directionless for me.
yeah, I know what you
Um,
mean. Like the first few episodes, you don't really know what's going on.
it's like yeah, the only thing to tie everything together is really the building up of Legoshi and I guess in the Japanese version she's called
Haru.
Haru.
Is she not called Haru in
Oh, is
English?
she?
Yeah, she's called Haru.
No,
What did you see? You watched dub,
I
didn't you?
watched the
You told me
sub.
that. Oh, you told me that you watched dub.
Uh,
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, yeah, she's
yeah,
called
okay.
Haru.
So yeah, she's called.
Oh,
So
that's weird.
the
I
development
read.
of their relationship is kind of the through line of the first couple episodes, as well as the play that's going to be put on for the school. I guess it was kind of weird.
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is,
What were you?
but sorry, but I was just gonna say, for me personally, it was like it was more of I thought it was gonna be like I thought Haru was a minor character, and I thought it was gonna be the relationship between. At first, I'm not gonna lie, and of course, I don't. Disclaimer: I don't have an issue with this. This is completely fine to me. But at first, I thought it was gonna be a story about like um Legoshi and Louis like
Yeah, the
being
gay
gay.
boys.
Yes. Um,
Which that makes sense. There's a
but
lot
I
of
mean, no,
tension
it
in that in this first couple episodes.
yes. Um, but like it's sort of very slow, and then you get to the episode where Legoshi and the tiger, his name's like
Yeah, his name's literally
Bill.
just Bill. Legoshi
Yeah,
beats the fuck out of
Legoshi and the
him.
tiger just beating the shit out
Spoilers
of
for
each other on
Beastars, by the
stage.
way. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah,
It is 12 episodes. Please go
yeah,
watch it.
it's very good. I watched 7 episodes yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah. So you just watched it, or
I
you
did
just
just
finished
finish.
it,
Okay, so um, I watched like the first 9 episodes one night,
right?
and then I just didn't watch it until up until recently when we were going to do the podcast, uh, for whatever reason.
Hey.
But yeah, it's a very bingeable show. I would suggest just binging it all the way through. So one thing I thought was really interesting about the show was the world building because in the
Yeah.
first two like 2 to 3 or 4 episodes, you're like, okay, so these are fucking animal people at the school. What the fuck do they actually learn? What what do they learn at
That's true,
school? And
yeah.
it's like, oh, they learn about the different biologies of their species and shit. And it's like, okay, that's kind of interesting. And it's so then I'm asking a question like, what's a fucking B star? And then I'm having
Yeah.
trouble remembering what a B star is. It's just like a
It's
really
it's just
prolific
like
person.
the it's just the popular theater kid.
Yeah,
I feel like so this might this might go against like the creator's wishes or something like that, but I feel like Beastars might not have been the best name for the anime because I think they say it like 3 times
it's not very. They're
in the
not very
entire.
focused on the B star element. Um,
Yeah, and it doesn't play that big. It doesn't play a part really at all. It's just like Louis like I'm going to be the next Beastar, and then he fucking dies. Well, I don't know if he
well, he
dies, but
disappears. Um, well,
yeah,
yeah. So that may play a bigger role later on, maybe. But for now, it doesn't really seem
yeah,
focused on like. Look, I don't think Legoshi's like dreaming to be a B star or something. The whole thing's definitely
right,
just about him and Haru. So
yeah. Which
you sent me. Oh,
oh, go
sorry. Go
ahead.
ahead about the.
No, I was just gonna say not necessarily about Haru, but one big thing that captured my attention very quickly when I noticed it was that like the character development of Legoshi is like since it's a short show, it is extremely
Oh, it
quick.
is.
It is incredible. He's a complete not a completely different but he is a different person, and I really, really, really like, so how do they pronounce his name in subbed?
Legoshi?
Legoshi, okay. They pronounced it Legoshi
Okay.
in mine, and it pisses me off. I don't know why. Just
Well,
do
I think they,
Legoshi. That's it. He
I think in, like, Japanese, it's, like, whenever they say it's, like, Regoshi, but, like, well,
Oh, so it's
yeah, but
just how
I
they
say
pronounce it.
Legoshi, so 'cause that just flows
Yeah, okay.
better.
Yeah. But he the character development for him is extremely quick, and I really like
I
him as a
agree,
character. I think
I think the whole dynamic with his predator shit and, like, him the conflict in him between, like, "Do I love this girl or do I just wanna fucking eat her?" You know, that's very interesting.
yeah.
Um
Which that mindset plays a very big role in the end because for me at least, I genuinely, like, could not tell if he, like, actually liked her or if he
Yeah, and
was gonna
that's the
eat her.
genius part of it is the ambiguity of it all, right?
Right.
That that is very good. I really like his character. And I think his
Yeah.
design matches like his personality. Like he's very tall, you know, very menacing. He can be very menacing, but like
Yes.
he's hunched over, you know, he's got like poor posture
Yeah.
and shit. And I think that's really cool. Like, and I really felt for him for most of the series. So you were telling me that you thought the escalation in the show was pretty wild, and I have
It
to
was
fucking agree with that.
yeah.
Because like one episode, it's like, oh, we're getting ready for the fucking school play. Next one, oh, I'm beating the fucking shit out of this dude on stage. Uh, and then it
Yeah.
goes, oh my, okay. I think that's when the show got really, really good for me. Was when they went
Oh,
out
yeah.
to the black market.
When they got in the fight. Oh, that okay. Yeah, I know what episode you're talking about. See, that kinda freaked
Yeah.
me out because it's literally like their entire world is held together by I guess not human, but trafficking,
Yep.
which is kinda scary if you think about it, because the only reason why it's so peaceful is just because the herbivores in that are literally, like, captured, like, taken away and forced to be
Right. And that
eaten.
I mean, fucking Rui's backstory was fucking really that was crazy. He had to fight
Yeah.
for his life and
Yeah.
shit. Well, I mean, he didn't really, but
Yeah.
still, that was fucking crazy. No, okay, and that's another thing. I was thinking about like, so they don't eat meat in this world, do they? And then they went to their lunch, and it's like they have a pretty like vegetarian diet. Um,
Yeah, like, they're
and
not
then they went
allowed
to
to
the
eat
meat
meat
black market,
just
and I was
because
like, oh fuck. So, and the
"Fuck the
fucking dude
boys."
stuck out his hands, and he was selling his fingers, and it was like, oh yeah.
Yeah, he was like, "Eat my
Ugh.
fingers."
Um,
Yeah.
oh, okay, and I also love, the panda dude.
He's okay. He's like the Mr. Miyagi of this.
Yes, he's he's Legoshi's sensei
It's
pretty much.
yeah, it's very funny how so the thing that I noticed though that sort of threw me off, I just got hit by a car and died. The thing that sort of threw me off was that not in real life in GTA. Um, so I think I wish they would have done more with him because really the only reason why he's introduced in those earlier episodes is just so that he can like ex machina back and like save Legoshi.
Right. Well, I thought it was the
Um,
opposite. See, I thought it was kind of weird. It was like, oh fuck, this panda dude just fucking punched him. He knocked him out. Where the fuck is he? What the fuck is he doing? And he was chinned up and shit. And I was like, where's this show going? And it's just like,
I thought that he was going to be eaten.
yeah, no, me too.
Like,
But it turns out
yeah,
it was a slap on the wrist.
it was just a
Yeah, it's
prank.
just a prank. It's just a slap on the wrist. I was like,
Yeah,
dude, don't
social
fucking come
experiment.
here, dude. Like, it's
Yeah,
fucking fucked up. And then like, and then it's like, so the slice of life shit comes back, right? And it's like,
right.
yeah, we're fucking having random ass festivals and shit. And okay, so I actually thought the character of Juno, like the female wolf, was actually really interesting because she comes off like this fucking shy ass, you know, quiet, like oh, senpai character, and then
Yeah,
she's like, no, I want to be a fucking
and then
Beastar.
that episode
I
with
have goals,
Yuri.
bitch.
Yeah, she's like, "I'm going to
That's,
beat you,"
they
and
gave her
then,
character.
like, on the last episode with Haru too,
Oh, I was fucking pissed.
like yeah, no, dude, that made me, like, really pissed, so that's that is really the only big issue, not that's not even really that big, but the only issue that I have with the show is that I feel like they they probably should have ended the show on the second to last episode,
Mm,
just because they sort of tried to cram that extra well, like, they should have done the extra ends part, like, you know how they end up having the festival
yeah.
or whatever, but they should not have had Juno. Or in my opinion, I don't think they should have had Juno like trying to make her move on Legoshi because I think that was very crammed,
Into the
and because
very
like
last
you
episode.
think it's gonna be a happy ending, but then at the like literally the last 5 minutes, Haru's like, I can't be with
Yeah,
you. Legoshi is like, I not really, but he's like, I'm gonna try my hardest to get you, and she's about to hold his hand or whatever, and then she just
yeah.
stops.
So I think I agree with you. It definitely was a little rushed. Especially after, so Haru just gets fucking kidnapped, right? Like she literally just gets up and kidnapped, and I was like, oh, that's a little surprising. She gets kidnapped by these fucking lion dudes. Uh,
Yeah, which I guess is like the
yeah,
Yakuza.
pretty much the Yakuza. And so
Yeah.
Legoshi's like, I gotta go fucking save these people, and then I have to go save Haru, and it's a lot easier
Yeah.
than you'd think. He literally just waltzes in there with the panda
Just
dude and is
beat
like,
it out.
all right, let's fuck shit up, and they do.
They just start fighting against, like, trained, highly paid
Yeah.
bodyguards just out of nowhere, which I think it's really funny to me how and I that's, like so one could I noticed that Legoshi reminded me a lot of, Josuke,
Yeah, that's true.
and that, like, he's very tame or, like, timid or sometimes even, like, easily
Yeah.
scared or whatever, unless you do something
Then
to
he
piss him off, and then he just
goes
goes
sicko mode, right?
fucking
Yeah.
insane.
Uh,
Yeah, and he just destroys
right.
anything.
No, yeah. I thought that was pretty cool, his fucking rage mode. And I thought the panda
Yeah.
guy's fucking crossbow, like his bamboo crossbow.
Dude, he shoots bamboo.
That was
The
pretty
first I
fucking
like, he
cool.
shot it, and I thought it was, like, I just completely disregarded it, and then I realized what he just shot, and I
Oh
was like,
yeah.
"That's pretty cool. That's pretty neat that they did that."
So like the thing is, the fights I think they look good, but like it was a little weird to see them in like 3D animation, I guess. It kind of looked like it was playing
Yeah.
a video game.
Like a
Yeah, and
cutscene, sort
that's
of.
kind of the thing about the show.
Yeah.
I think it does take a second to adjust to like the 3D shit. Because sometimes it'll be really jarring for me when they have like 2D animation juxtaposed against 3D animation. Because for more like minor
Right.
background characters, they'll animate them in 2D. So that was a little weird to see,
Yeah.
but I got used to it.
Well, in my opinion, I think that I really like so for me personally, so I've watched like so you watch more of the longer animes like that go on for a while
Um,
or whatever it may be. Or at least that's what I because
I've probably
like
seen more running anime than like shorter anime. You're probably
yeah,
right.
because like in the past few months I've watched quite like so I've been watching JoJo for a while, and obviously every season of that the animation
You're right.
changes. And then I very quickly watched Death Note, Cowboy Bebop, and then Evangelion, and all the movies that are associated with the Cowboy Bebop movie, and all that. I didn't watch the Death Note movie. I think there's a Death Note movie, but I'm sort of used to the changing
Mhm.
animation styles and all the different shows that I've watched, and I actually really like comparing them and seeing which ones that I
Yeah.
like. And I think for me personally, I really really enjoy the animation in this just because they have like their funny moments where it's animated like a little kid's
Yeah.
cartoon
That
like in a
shit's
lot of
great.
shonen animes, but I think it was I think it was really I think it was a good animation style that actually, like, very much matched the tone of
Oh,
the show, if
yeah,
that
I
makes
completely
sense.
agree. Especially that final
Yeah.
fight. Holy shit.
Oh,
Where
yeah.
he's going up
Yeah.
against. Before I talk about that, I actually think Haru's character is a little interesting because it's like, um, you start out and it's like, oh wow, she's a cute rabbit character,
Yeah, cute
and that
little
was
bunny, and
perfect.
then she turns
That
into a
was
slut.
perfect. She knew your expectations of her, and that was
Yeah.
perfect. And I thought all that shit was interesting. Where it's like when I would have sex
She
with
has sex with every
people,
guy she
like
meets.
they would see me as equals, and I
Yeah.
thought that was really interesting. Uh,
That was very, very jarring to me whenever Legoshi, or whatever, and Haru's like, "Oh, I know what you want."
yeah,
What's
it's
going on
like,
here?
oh, this is getting a little sexual.
I thought, you think that she's just like a nice person or whatever and just a chill, normal
Yeah,
person, and then like she starts pulling
yeah,
this shit. She's like, "Let me see how long your dick."
yeah.
You don't say that to people. That's weird.
Uh, no, but yeah, I
Yeah.
thought that was a really interesting summary for her character. She's literally writing a note in like her conscience, and
Yeah.
Legoshi obviously busts in, and there's this whole pretty sick fight. And I just gotta say, there's one part where um, he just goes absolutely mad, and he starts running around the lion guy, and he like almost starts going on all fours, and I was like, oh shit, oh no, this ain't good. I do believe you are.
Like he goes
Yeah,
beast
he
mode.
literally does, and I just thought that was really cool.
Yeah. So like I think like going along with that theme, that's a pretty big theme in that like so you remember how they're in the love hotel
Yes.
and how to engage and with sexual
Coitus.
interactions, we'll say. And then Haru like I feel like that's sort of exaggerated, but Haru like puts her
In his
arm
mouth preparing.
in his mouth and she's like, that must be my rabbit instincts. I feel like that plays a massive
Oh,
role in this
yeah,
show, is
absolutely.
like what you're meant to be. I mean, I guess that's the
It's a
whole
roadblock, I
basis of
guess.
the show.
Uh, and that
Yeah,
I mean,
but
there's
like,
very clearly, like, race allegories in here with the, like, "Oh, look,
oh
interspecies
yeah.
couples allowed here." And it's like, this is a very racially divided world right now.
Which at the same time, I was thinking about it earlier. How would that work? Like, wouldn't you have seen when they go out into the public like some really messed up looking animals?
Um,
I
I
would
mean,
think
that
that's
that may be the
somewhat
case, but, like,
illegal.
so, A, maybe they're either, like, take like, maybe so, I mean, obviously, the government, at least on a local level here, it's like the mayor obviously has ties to some pretty fucked up shit, right? So I
Yeah.
don't think it's
So
that much of a
okay,
stretch to say that they might be taking, like, hybrid kids and killing them and shit.
that's true.
Or maybe
Bu-
it's just so like, the social norms are just so strict and shit that, like, it's just not something that happens, right? Because like, way back in the day, like, you I don't think you'd see a bunch of mixed kids running around and shit, right? Like, I think they were mostly
Right.
just, like,
Yeah.
white and black kids or what are all the other races. Uh, but over time, that may start to be the case, though. I don't know. That'll be
Right.
very interesting to see. But
Yeah.
so actually, the scene was fucking crazy. Um, so
The last fight scene?
yeah, okay. Well, actually, right after it. So Haru and
No.
Legoshi are they're leaving the joint, and they're just like, all right, let's go eat some dinner or some shit. And all the Yakuza guys are tied up and like at the front, and she's like, who did that? And he was like, oh, just old panda I came with. So
Oh, okay.
so
Yep.
right after, the big boss of
The
the
mob
Yakuza is
boss.
like, "I'm gonna fucking kill you. You didn't hit my vital organ." And he aims.
Which but let me point out, by the way, you cannot hit someone with a handgun
from
from that
that
far
far.
away. That is, I think, you'd have to be like a CS:GO like skill shot
Right.
master
Not
in
to
order to
mention
do
your
that.
fucking shoulder is,
Yeah,
it's a
not to
little
mention
out
you're
of whack.
bleeding out.
I just don't know if you're gonna
Yeah.
be that accurate. But I mean,
Yeah.
regardless of that. So I'm ready. I'm like, oh shit, he's not gonna be able to shoot him because the panda guy's gonna be right behind him. But no, it's fucking Louis, and
Nope.
I was like, oh, wait,
Yeah.
what the fuck? Where did that come from?
I went insane when
That
I
was
saw him,
awesome.
and when he turns out to be a super badass because, like, which that kinda makes me angry is that, like, originally I liked his character, and then I didn't like his character just because he's, like, a lot of the time he's like a preppy
Yeah, yeah,
dick.
he's yeah.
But, like, at the very end, he comes and he's just, like, a badass, like, vigilante
Yeah, and he's
type guy,
subverting the
and that
herbivores
dude
can't be fucking cold killers, you
yeah,
know? They only have
just
guns in the
straight up
world.
shoots him through
Through
the
the
mouth,
goddamn mouth. And actually, we don't know what happens
and,
next,
like
right? We don't couple
no,
lions come in with
because
guns
that's what
and
made me
cut.
really mad. That's what made me really mad because I really liked his character at that point, and then he just disappeared, which I presume he probably died.
Maybe, but I just don't know why he would go missing instead of just like, "We found Rui, he fucking died."
Yeah, that's true, I don't know, maybe that's an intentional thing for season 2, which is
Oh, yeah, it's
confirmed.
confirmed. It's already been greenlit.
Um,
No, but no, I just think that scene was so genius in that you set it up. You remind us of the old panda dude because there was a scene earlier that was kind of reminiscent of that where this guy's about to take out Legoshi, and then panda dude just literally walks up and fucking caps him with his bamboo crossbow.
yeah,
And that's kind of what you expect to happen here, but no, it's fucking Rui out of nowhere. When the last time we saw him, he was standing in the rain at the festival, and that was
yeah,
fucking insane. Uh,
yeah,
but I mean, yeah, that's Beastars is a really good fucking show.
that's the
You kind of
show.
got to
I
give it
think
a
s
chance.
I'm for me personally, and this might sound like kind of insulting, but I'm not trying to be in any way, but if you can sort of get past the fact that it's
Right,
animals,
because that is because
which
that
I
is a
mean,
little weird, I guess. The way they move and stuff, and the way they're like kind of designed is a
yeah,
little weird at first.
not necessarily as animals because that actually plays a very
Oh, it
massive
does. It
role in the
does.
show, but just get past the fact, like, get past the stereotypes that you have about furry
Right.
because it literally it does not relate to
No,
furries in any
yeah,
way.
it really doesn't.
No, it's like it's
But I mean, yeah, I
essentially
love Beastars. I was glad I checked it out. First couple episodes, I was like, "What the fuck is this?" And then I was like, "All right, this is kinda good."
yeah. When you first told me to watch it, so I've heard about this for a while, just because there's a very popular video that I watched like forever ago. So I guess this was released early in Japan,
Yeah.
but um, there's like a very popular video of someone who mixed like Bloody Stream Tank from Cowboy Bebop and the
Right,
opening to
and yeah,
this.
that's what I was about to say that. This and Bloody Stream and Tank actually all do sound
Yeah.
very similar. Opening's a fucking jammer, by the way.
Oh, it's a
And
banger.
I just thought it was pretty visually interesting with the stop motion shit. I did see it a
Oh yeah.
little while ago, and I was like, "This show looks fucking weird," and
Yeah, when you first told me, I was like, I was kind of trying to avoid
yeah.
this show. But then, like, I decided to give it a chance because, I'm like, hey, if Julius says it's good, must be
Must
decent. And then I turned out like I did not expect. I expected to just watch this and get through with it and just talk about it on
be
the
done with it.
podcast. But I genuinely like. I found myself like I finished the show and I looked up like season 2 release
Same.
date, and then I realized what I was doing. And I was like, holy shit, I
Yeah,
actually really like this
that's how
show.
you know when you're like, "All right, when the fuck is?"
Yeah,
Oh,
and you like do all your research about
yeah.
it or whatever.
So yeah, Beastars, really good show. Something
It's a
watch
very
it
good
while you're
show.
in
Watch it.
quarantine.
Forget about your time. Watch it while yeah, it's a very good show to watch while you're in quarantine. Which okay, speaking of which, have you seen there's an app that I might want to test out like with
Okay.
you. There's an app that you can download on your browser on it's a Chrome
Right.
extension. And it's a thing where it's called Netflix Party. Are you
Oh
familiar?
yeah, right. My
Yeah. Um yeah, I don't know. Maybe we could
yeah.
maybe we could see a movie.
Yes.
I don't know if you know, but the amazing feature film 21 is out on it's on it. You ever heard of 21, Julius?
No, actually.
Oh, it's awful. It's a movie about this kid in college, and his teacher runs like an illegal business where they count cards at casinos.
Oh,
Yeah, that's the
okay.
movie. And they go to a
It's
strip
got
club.
creepy Kevin Spacey in
It
it.
does. That's how you
That's sure.
know. But yeah,
That's a
so
good idea.
yeah.
Um, yeah. So I
Well,
guess
do you
while we're
want
on the
to
topic
get one of
of
yours out of the
anime,
way?
we got some
Uh-oh, of
other shit to talk about. So
course.
Caden viewed a couple of films, anime films.
Yes, I did. I the first one, a little movie called
Akira.
Akira. Yes, Akira. Sorry, I should say
I was
Akira.
imitating a
So,
little weird kid at the end.
so the first time I
It was a
watched
fever
this,
dream.
it was okay. The first time I watched this, I started it at midnight, and it was a Friday when school was still going, when civilization still
Yeah,
existed.
before
When
everything went to
yeah,
shit.
before the apocalypse started, I school was still going on, so I had woken up early that morning for school, and I was just tired, and I, for whatever reason, thought that starting Akira at midnight would
Very
be a
good.
very good idea. Um, and so the last thing I remembered was just God, I'm still stuck on Beastars names.
Yes.
Tetsuo. The last thing I remembered was just Tetsuo
Go on.
turning into a massive just blob of
Yeah,
flesh.
the part we all remember.
Um, but so upon second viewing, so I think it's very good that I watched
Yeah.
this again because I'm gonna be honest, the first time I didn't even know that Akira was a
You're
person.
like, Akira an
I was
idea
like,
or something?
I just thought Akira was just a
Yeah.
computer, just a
You
dude or
you
something
weren't
like that.
exactly in it.
And it was looking back on it, it's the biggest just like fever dream ever. Swear to God, I was going insane. I f- it was just
Yeah.
so weird. But upon second viewing, I understood it, sort of. I mean, you can't really
You can't,
understand
no.
Akira. However, it's a kid, smart
Very
kid,
smart child.
destroys TVs and such. Um, and then he decides to just fucking nuke Japan.
Yep.
Um, and and starts World War Three.
Yeah, right. So the movie, like, so it can be kind of misleading for some people because it's like you see the cover and it's like, oh, this is gonna be a fucking cool ass anime motorcycle movie. It's like this is gonna be
Yeah,
Initial D with motorcycles or some shit. It's like,
yeah.
well, I mean, it kind of starts out like that, but yeah, no, it gets weird real quick.
That's always one aspect that I really like of shows where it starts out with these just normal, ordinary
Right.
people, and then like this big supernatural event goes
Pulls a bait and
down,
switch.
and like these normal people are like they're actually part
Yeah.
of it now. And I really like that aspect of a lot of movies that do that.
I'm sorry. I
Um,
just imagine some like biker dude sitting down to watch Akira, and just the first scene where Japan gets nuke, and he's like, "Well,
yeah,
that was weird." And
yeah.
yeah, so like it does start out that way, where like people are fucking beating each other on bikes. It's gory as shit. And then
Oh yes.
this little weird fucking old kid with this dude is
Why
walking around,
why is he
and
old?
I don't
Why is
know.
he old?
I didn't know then. I don't know now.
Why the fuck? So okay, I did as all people do with many animes. I looked up a
Yeah, look it up.
summary. So what I read was, do you remember in the flashback? I don't know if you know this already. Do you remember there's a flashback scene to when Akira was a
Yeah,
little kid at the very end. So, him and the three little weird green
yeah,
dudes, they were all kids
right.
back in the day, and they were smart,
Smart.
but Akira was too smart and he
He
nuked the
was a
city.
little too smart.
He was a little too smart, so he decided to blow up Tokyo. So that I those they're all friends. They all know each other. I don't know why they're old and that sort of thing. We'll call it
Who
the
knows
curse
if
of the
they're
Eva.
radiated or like if they're
Yeah.
just old?
Maybe they're just a little
Maybe.
bit too smart.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe their brains
But
are a little too big.
Yeah.
Okay, I just want to say about the movie, the music is fucking good.
The music is it goes hard.
Like the Canada's theme's really good.
Yeah.
I think Tetsuo's theme is really good. Uh,
What's the one where they keep on repeating Canada?
yeah, that's
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that's Canada's theme. I don't know if they say his name, but
Yeah, well, okay. So there's a song where they keep on repeating Canada and Tetsuo.
oh, that's probably later on.
Oh, Jesus, you just ear raped me.
Oh,
Holy shit.
that's right. That's probably
Um,
later on when they're fighting and shit, because they're constantly yelling each other's name. So, uh,
yeah.
uh, I mean, the movie overall is just a good sci-fi action movie.
Yeah,
Has some
for sure.
really
I mean, it's
great visuals. Some creepy shit.
yeah, the animation style in this is very
Yeah.
unique. Like, I've never seen an anime that looks really like this before.
Yeah. Like when Tetsuo was fucking shit up. One scene I really like in particular is forget what the girl's name is, but yeah,
Okay.
Kay's been taken over by like one of the psychics or some shit, and like she's
Yeah,
battling with him. I really like that scene visually.
yeah,
And like the motorcycle shit obviously is beautiful, especially upon second
of
viewing.
course. Speaking of the motorcycle, I found out the other day, there's a motorcycle in GTA. It's called Shogun or something like that. It's called whatever Kanada's first name is.
Oh,
Fun
nice. Nice
fact.
call back,
Yep.
GTA. Good job.
Yes. Yep.
Good
7-year-old game.
points.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I really love Akira.
Yeah. I think it's so like the thing is with I think a lot of people similar to Evangelion, it's sort of not nearly as much as Evangelion, but it's very much up to the viewer's like
Interpretation, yeah.
interpretation.
What the end means.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it's just I think it's a lot of the end is like sort of like self worth sort of
Yeah.
because like you know in the end Tetsuo and Canada um or Kaneda whatever you want to call
Canada.
it Kaneda they both sort of realize like how much you and all your friends like are
Right.
worth especially the relationship between Tetsuo and
Yeah.
Canada
I
um
really like
Kaneda
Canada's character.
yeah for sure like he's very like Han
Yeah,
Solo
he's
esque.
very yeah, that would be the right description.
Yeah, sort of just like the the
Cool lead.
the guy. Yeah, the
He's
cool
he's
guy.
kind of a
Even
typical action movie hero, except he's kind of like a high school kid.
yeah,
Yeah. Uh,
right. Which I thought that was really interesting that like you see the entire I think it's from what I get, I think this is one of those movies where there's a very big divide between the rich and the
yeah.
poor because when you see the city it's like all very futuristic and nice and what it like the people have whatever they want like sort of
Right.
Westworld-esque. And then, like, you see
It's
their
shit.
school, and it's just a
Yeah.
hellhole. Yeah. There's graffiti everywhere, and, like,
You're
everything's
right.
broken, and no one's
That
paying
is a very good
attention,
sign of that there's
whatever.
obviously division in this world.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd say this is like Akira's like class is like Evangelion of like classic anime, classic sci-fi
Right.
anime.
I mean, from what I've read and heard, it's probably one of the most like, popular and famous
Anime
anime
movie.
movies of
Yeah.
all time. But maybe even Japanese movie,
Right,
I
yeah,
don't know.
it is one of the more
But
popular ones. Like even like people will recognize like the red motorcycle and shit. Like the shit.
oh, yeah, 100%. Like, even I knew what the red motorcycle was from before I
Right.
watched this,
So yeah, Akira.
but
Good,
yeah,
good flick.
it's good, go and
Watch
watch
it.
it. I watched it
You
on
already
Kiss Anime.
know. You
Yep,
already.
you know what it is.
And I do
But
declare, I do believe you did watch another anime.
I did. I watched another maybe not quite as popular, but still
Yeah,
pretty popular,
relatively
I think.
speaking.
Um, Another anime movie thing, little show called Perfect
Satoshi
Blue.
Kon's Perfect Blue. Satoshi Kon also made
Yes.
Paranoia Agent, which is a very good show. Uh,
Oh, I've heard about that. So every time I think about the movie, I want to call it Impacts Blue because that's the name of a racing group with the initial B.
just call it that.
So yeah, what's up, guys? Welcome to Impacts Blue, starring Mako and Sayuki. Um, but yeah, Impacts Blue. Um, this shit was fucking
Oh,
borderline
oh,
scary.
absolutely.
It was,
So
dude. That shit
yeah, so
creeps me
the
out.
movie kind of starts off and it opens and it's like fucking Power Rangers, yeah, and it's like a
Happy,
concert and shit. that,
and then they
and
start
you start fighting.
fighting.
Okay, and then they show one of the creepiest characters in all of cinema.
I swear to God, this guy he's never even given a name.
I think he was. I
That
don't remember
thing.
them saying it, but I think I remember reading his name was like Mimania or something like that.
Oh, never mind.
Uh,
Yes. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
he is
That's
a
yeah.
fuck, and it's
That
obviously
man
intentional. But
is he
no,
real? Is he not?
question for the whole movie,
Oh,
honestly.
okay. Yeah.
But no. Yeah, that is a very valid question. Is he real? You know, he's keeps on fading in and out and shit. But I mean, maybe I think I'm inclined to believe he's real because
I think
you
he
get
is
those
real.
scenes where it's like the weird little like fairy version of Mima's talking to him and shit, and it's like she's Mima herself isn't actually there, so it's like maybe he's real. I don't know.
I think he probably is real just because like that's I guarantee you because you know how far like stalking celebrities go
Oh yeah,
nowadays. I guarantee there must be someone who's that devoted
right.
out there. Like some BTS fan or
Some
something like that.
K-pop stands are up to
In
no good.
Yeah, probably. That's probably what it is, just a K-pop. But um there must be some, and I mean, that makes it sort of believable, which also in turn makes it scary that that's legitimate someone out there is
Well, yeah,
legitimately
and
like that.
that fucking perfect. This is the perfect shot that encompassed his character was the one where is
He's holding the camera and smiling
it's the
or
very first shot of
whatever.
him where he's like he's holding his hand up and crouching, and he's holding Mima in his hand. You know, that was
Oh,
just
oh, yeah,
perfect, and I
yeah,
was
yeah.
like, he's a fucking creepy person. Um, and
Yes.
it's so the whole concept of like so the beginning is like it cuts between like her at a concert and performing at a concert, Mima, and her like going home. And I
Right.
thought the shit with the website was fucking creepy as shit.
That was
Mima's
creepy.
room,
So,
holy shit.
was that the woman that she was friends with
Um,
or whatever? Or was that the guy?
I'm pretty sure that was the guy. It
Okay.
could have been her. Who
Yeah.
fucking knows? But yeah, no. That I'm pretty
Yes.
sure
Which
that
I
was
wanna
him.
get
He
back
was
to.
typing that up, and that was just so fucking creepy to think that they're just vicariously typing through that person, like they're that person or something. That was just
Yeah.
really freaky to me.
And again, I'm sure that
Probably happens.
probably exists out there, which is fucking
The
disgusting.
way that it
I
escalates
mean,
and like its tension is really creepy. Uh, like
yeah,
the letter that they give to that one dude, it fucking blows up in his
and
goddamn
it
face,
blows
and
his
it's like,
hand
oh
off.
shit.
Yeah,
Uh,
so, they were very good about leaving everything
right, especially
ambiguous.
that. Okay, that was the fucking one of those scenes that just stuck with me was so it's like I think he's like the producer or the writer or something for this show or movie that Mima's in, and he's like getting out of his car in the parking lot, and he just hears this fucking song playing,
Oh,
and it's
yeah,
one of Mima's
and
band songs. He gets in the fucking elevator, and then a hard cut to the elevator coming down. It's like
just it
boom, and
opens,
it
and he's
opens, and the music's
yeah,
playing loud as shit, and his fucking dead body's in there. Holy shit! And I'm not
yeah.
sure what that was even supposed to be.
I I don't know.
I was thinking maybe the
I
radio
think it
blew
was
up or
just like
something, but it's like, no, it's still playing the music.
I think it was just escalating. I think he just
Crap,
killed
yeah,
her.
right.
I think it was just sort of a source of escalating
Um,
tension, you know?
there's definitely a point in the movie where everything gets way ambiguous, where it's like
Oh, 100%. The scene that fucked with me was the one where she keeps on waking up in her bedroom. It's the
yeah,
same
that was
day,
fucking I was like,
like
"Wait, what
Groundhog
the
Day.
fuck? What's even going on?"
Yeah, that's when your mind
You
just
can't
gets
follow
melted and you
anymore.
have no idea what the hell is going on.
Until, like
Yeah,
I mean, even still then, the scene where it's revealed that her, like I don't know if it's, like, her yeah, her
agent
agent,
or
yeah,
something
that's the
like
right
that.
term, Rumi is, like she's fucking dressing up as her and shit, and it's fucking weird, and she's living through
So is that real?
her.
Do you think that's
Ah,
real?
I don't it could be Mima thinking it could be Mima in her own head, like, thinking that people trying to live through her. Because like, the agent is very careful with her image, right? Like, she's
Right.
like, "Mima's pure and shit." She doesn't wanna do this, very racy scene for this movie. So maybe
Yeah.
she was just imagining, like, "She's so controlling of me, just let me do what I want." It's very like, the lines in this movie are very blurred. So but
Yeah.
watching it a second time, yeah, it did kind of lead me down the path of, like, I mean, it does seem like she's trying to, like, sustain that image like, Mimania is, and it's like, that kinda does make sense that she ends up being the Vision or her at the end. But, I mean, I guess the only thing we can be really sure of is the very end. Uh-oh. What's that?
Oh,
Kale locked it? Oh, rip. Well,
nice one, KO.
oh, are you working out again? Why are you so warm?
I'm warm.
What's
I'm
happening?
warm. Feel my butt.
And it's cold in here. Come on. Okay,
I'm just gonna go lay down.
okay, good. Alright, good night, guys.
Yeah. Oh, hold on.
Yeah, it's alright.
Edit it out, edit it out, edit it out.
Edit that shit out. Okay.
Edit, edit.
What was I even saying? Oh yeah, I was talking about at the very end. Like Rumi's put in like a mental hospital or something, right?
Oh,
Um,
yes.
and she gets out. She obviously leaves, and she gets in her car and she looks in the mirror and says like, "I'm still me" or some shit, whatever she says.
I'm still the
Yeah, I'm
real
the real one.
one.
It's like,
Yeah.
are you though?
Yeah, are you the real one? That's
That's
a good
and then
question.
fucking
But
80s saxophone starts
just the
playing.
happy music. Yeah. Which okay. I think so the issue with this is that like not the issue, but like the thing with this movie is that at times a lot of time you legitimately cannot differentiate between if it's like slice of
You don't
life
know
or
what the
horror.
fuck's going on.
Yeah. And that's very
That's one of
intentional.
the biggest
Um
that this movie is one of the biggest examples of that, where it's just like, I don't know what's happening.
yeah. But I mean like it's just like genuinely creepy and like something like this I'm sure could very well happen to someone who their mental health
Their
isn't very
identity
good
is
and
slips and
like
shit, and
they have a stalker. Yeah. Like something like this. It's not like supernatural in
no,
any
it's
way.
yeah,
Like obviously of
it's
course
not a very
she's
supernatural movie unless that's the interpretation you want.
yeah, like she's viewing like the quote unquote perfect version
Right.
of herself or whatever it might be. Um but like that's not really supernatural. That's like her literally hallucinating
Or
or is it?
I don't I mean, it's
Yeah.
ultimately anyone's guess, and
Yeah.
to me,
Which
that's ambiguous horror done right, is like, you figure out what the fuck
right.
happened, I don't fucking know, you come to the conclusion. You can only guess what was
Yeah.
in Satoshi
Which
Stone's fucking deranged mind
so
when he wrote this.
why was why is the movie named Perfect Blue? Does it give an explanation for that ever?
Um, it's been a minute since I've seen it, but,
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever, like, a
It
clear
might be one of
explanation for
those
the title, though.
yeah, it might be one of those things where oh sorry, I just hit my mic. It might be one of those things where they just say it once, like Rogue One or something like that. They say it once in the movie
Yeah, just like
and then it's just the
yeah, it's like
name.
like, "What are we, some type of Suicide Squad?"
Yeah.
But yeah, Perfect Blue, pretty weird movie. I'd
Good
recommend it
movie.
to if anyone who likes getting weirded out.
Anyone who likes genuinely being scared,
Yeah.
because typical horror shit, like, you can get through, like, ghosts or
Yeah,
zombies or whatever it might
Paranormal
be.
Activity
But, like,
69, huh?
this shit's fucking
Yeah.
real. It's
Let's go
going down.
yeah, I'm yelling timber.
Yeah. I
Okay,
knew it.
so
I knew
speaking
it.
of
It was gonna happen.
Suicide Squad, Katie,
Uh,
you saw
oh,
a
yeah, I
film,
forgot.
another piece of media
I did. I saw Suicide Squad, with women.
with women.
With women. I say that like it's a
With
bad
just
thing. It's
women.
not a bad thing. With exclusively
Other
women.
than good
That's
old
not true.
Ewan.
Yeah, I was about to say that's not true. Obi-Wan Kenobi is the bad
Good
guy.
old you.
Ewan. You.
Good
you.
old Rodney
Ewan
Copperbottom.
McGregor. Yeah, but I saw Birds of Prey. Um, God, looking back on, well, it hasn't been that. So I saw it the day that I spent the night at your house, which was 2 weeks from tomorrow. I guess 2 weeks from
Yeah.
today. So yeah, I saw it about 2 weeks ago. God, it seems like a month ago. So you might be thinking to yourself, it's DC. It's gonna
It's gonna be
fucking suck.
shit.
Um, let me assure you, it's not. It's not at
Good.
all. I think it's not extremely good movie, but it's an extremely fun
Right.
movie, and it holds up very well in the universe. And they take what's already been, laid down or whatever, which is commonly referred to as
The shite.
bad. Yes, the hellhole that they've digged for
Especially
themselves.
Suicide Squad. Holy shit.
Especially this builds. See, that's one thing that I think they do extremely well, is that they build off of what was known to be such a bad movie, and they make a very good
Right,
movie.
because I mean, and obviously Suicide Squad, you take there are a few good elements of that film, and I think Margot Robbie as Harley Quinn is one of those.
Oh, of course, she does an amazing job as playing Harley Quinn.
So to extrapolate that from that movie and give her her own shit was a pretty good idea, honestly.
Yeah, well, okay, so what a lot of people might be saying is like, why did you name it Birds of Prey and also Harley Quinn?
Yeah.
But like, so for me personally, I feel like this was most definitely a Harley Quinn solo
Mhm.
movie. Like until the very end, because she needs help. And but the issue with that is like, I feel like they most definitely did not give all the so like there is let me give you guys a little bit of a rundown.
Alright.
There's Harley Quinn. She's working at this club, right? Not working, but she's at this club run by Ewan McGregor himself, run by you.
The viewer.
And so yes, and run by the person making or watching the movie. Yes. Um, and so she's at this club a lot. She's sad. Her and the Joker broke
Very
up.
sad.
Um, and so the whole premise is she don't need man, and so basically she's at this club, and then she publicly announces like she breaks up with the
No.
Joker, which nobody's a fool to mess with the Joker's
No one.
girlfriend until she's not the Joker's girlfriend anymore, and then everyone just wants to fucking kill her. Might I add, this is without a doubt a comedy movie.
Okay, that's what I was
Because
thinking.
there are a lot of bits in it. Like they have a Suicide Squad-esque, like, how it has like the title, the shots with like the people's names and like their specialties or
Yeah,
whatever it
they're
is. They do a very similar thing in this, because there's a bit where like Harley Quinn every once in a while she'll run into someone who like she's messed with, like, she'll run into someone who she broke his leg or
yeah.
whatever, or she like defended a woman against him or stole his wallet, and it'll be like name the grievance the or whatever, and then it'll be like Harley Quinn having to get out of it, and at one point it's like every single person in the city is
Oh,
going, like,
shit.
the cops, Ewan McGregor's boys are going after her, and so she can't go to the club no more, and so she basically, let me give you a rundown. There's this girl. She's named the Huntress. She's named Mary Elizabeth
Mhm.
Winstead, and so her family, which by the way, this isn't played off of enough because this fact, like that this is her family, is revealed in like the last minute, which I hate because in my opinion, that she's the best character.
Right.
Um, so as a little kid, her family, they were rich and stuff, and so her family all gets killed over a diamond. And so Ewan McGregor wants this diamond. So he hires Black Canary, I believe, to go and get the diamonds. And then they get the diamonds, but then Black Canary loses it to this little girl, uh, not like little girl, but like this person, and she steals it and she eats it.
Nice.
Um and so basically things lead to other things. They all got to team up to defend this girl. It's like it's this cop girl who she's gone
Yeah,
rogue
rogue
because the
rogue
cops.
cop. There we go.
Yeah, and then Harley Quinn, then Hunter's girl, and then Black Canary, and they all got to team up against Ewan McGregor. Who that's one issue that I have with the movie is that like I think that the final battle. So the final battle is mainly just a bunch of random people because Ewan McGregor, like they're trapped in like this this fun house or
Okay.
whatever. Um, and so just Ewan McGregor, he sends the boys
The
in.
boys.
The boys, just a bunch of guys
Yeah.
with guns. So they got to beat him up and use fun toys to beat him up and everything, and say bad words and stuff and yeah. Um, but the final battle between Harley Quinn and Ewan McGregor is just like Ewan McGregor captures the girl and he's like, I'm gonna blow her head out if you don't I do something for me. And so it turns out the girl has a grenade,
Oh.
and so she just plants it on Ewan McGregor and tosses him into the river, and there's a very graphic shot of him just fucking exploding.
Nice.
And so yeah, but I mean like it's a very fun movie. If you want to go and just have a good time for a couple of hours, go and watch Birds of Prey.
Yeah.
There's a lot of funny jokes. There's a joke where um the girl, the small child girl, she's not small, she's like our age. But the girl she calls Huntress Robin Hood,
Nice.
makes fun of her for having a bow and arrow, and she's like, "It's not a fucking bow and arrow, it's a crossbow. I'm not a fucking 12-year-old."
Ooh. That's one thing about this
Yeah, a
movie.
lot of
That's the one
F
thing about this
words.
movie. Are you do
It's
you
rated R.
I mean, that's kinda good that they because that's one thing with Suicide Squad, it feels so watered down, you know?
Oh, okay, so that's an issue that played into this is because, like, this time they're not
They're
holding
not.
back, but in Suicide Squad, it's kinda weird to see, like, the characters, like, being very like, Harley Quinn
Yeah,
not
just,
saying
like,
anything
saying,
and being very
"Hell, what
like,
the hell?
being
Damn it."
resist.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then this she's
Yeah,
just like,
fuck
"Yeah, fuck you,
motherfucker.
pal."
Yeah. Um,
Yeah, and she's, like, shooting
right, because in the
people's head out.
like, I remember in Suicide Squad, it's, like, all the violence is literally just against, like, aliens.
Like,
And
you.
the
Yeah.
the the, uh, the whoever fucking rates I forgot what they're fucking called, but whoever rates the movies and shit, whoever gives movies the ratings, uh, they're very lenient when it comes to violence on, like, aliens or, like, non-living things and shit, or not
Yeah.
non like, extraterrestrial things, right? Because you can literally, like, fucking chop a gray dude's head off, and it's alright. You do it to a
Yeah,
human.
but if it's a human
That's no good.
guys, it's okay,
It's
it's in a
in a
video
video game,
game.
not in real life, not in real life, not in a video
GTA. Yeah, in a video game.
But yeah,
But I
that
mean,
sounds good. I'm glad they actually took it up a much.
yeah, but this well exceeded the PG-13 one F word rule. I looked it up and they cuss like 400 times,
Awesome.
I think.
More
Yeah.
curse. Good.
Um, yeah, more curse, make funny. It actually did. It made it very funny because the characters are like very often like they act like children. which is fun. It's good.
So
It's a fun movie.
apparently, in the DC cinematic universe,
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders exists.
Does he?
Oh,
Did they make a
I
Bernie
I
Sanders joke that I forgot about?
I just remember reading that Harley Quinn's a Bernie bro.
What?
I guess I don't know. Did people make that up?
I feel like I very vaguely remembered.
Who knows? I'll have to
I don't
look it
know.
up.
Maybe I missed it, but yeah, it's a good movie.
Well,
It's for sure going to come out because that's one thing I want. So it's for sure going to come out on digital pretty early. I think I heard it's going to come out like in the next month or
yeah, that's
two,
good.
maybe, or in the next like month, like
Right.
half a month or something like that. But that's another thing. So sort of straying away from Birds of Prey. It's so because of the coronavirus,
The cursed.
a lot of movies are going direct
To streaming.
to stream.
That's
Yeah,
pretty interesting.
so either it's getting delayed or it's going direct to stream. So I think A Quiet Place might be going part two. It might be going direct
Oh,
to streaming, even though John Krasinski said that he did not want it to. Um, Bloodshot, Vin Diesel superhero guy.
Yeah.
I I don't think anyone was planning on seeing that, but I just might.
Actually, more people might see it. Like, yeah, I
Yeah,
might throw
that's
this
true.
on.
That's true. I mean, I might just watch it just because I have
No.
nothing better to do. That's coming direct to streaming, and then a lot of movies that they were going to wait for a while to release it on digital or disc or whatever it might be. Those are going pretty quickly to like a home release.
Yeah, and that's pretty big for the whole streaming versus theaters debate because
Oh, 100%.
at the end of the day, when a
Like,
fucking pandemic's happening, like people aren't gonna go to a movie theater. They're gonna
yeah.
resolve to streaming. Uh,
I mean, you
no,
physically
you
can't
yeah, you
anymore,
literally cannot.
at least here in America.
But yeah, that is interesting because obviously everyone believes everyone's either because there's two sides. You can be either like there's pros and cons to streaming, and there's also pros and cons to movie theaters and shit.
Right.
Like con for movie theaters, like it's a little bit fucking expensive. You gotta go out of your way to
Yeah.
get you're probably gonna get concessions
You have to
and
go.
shit. Yeah, right. You have to
Yeah.
actually go. Whereas with a movie, it's like you can fucking pause it, you fucking take a piss and not miss anything. It's a lot of pros
Right.
and cons either. But some people think that the movie theater is nostalgic and it should be preserved, and I agree. It's a nice experience. If you're able to afford it, of
Yeah.
course. Uh,
Yeah. But I mean, so I think. Well, I feel. Well, I was about to say I feel bad. It's Disney, so I don't feel
no.
that bad. However, um, it sort of sucks because so th- there are a few prominent movies that I'm thinking of when I think of like being delayed. One of them is obviously Black Widow.
Right.
So they spent. I looked it up. I kid you not, $500 million on advertising for this
Holy
movie.
shit for Black Widow.
They spent $500 million on advertising for Black Widow, and now I'm still not kidding. They're delaying it for a year because they want
Ooh.
a spring release for some reason.
Oof. Well, springtime is apparently big for because that's when Infinity War came out. That's when Endgame came out.
I would think
That's
summertime is
when
better.
Winter Soldier came. Well, I think it actually started with Winter Soldier. That's when they started putting out their big shit and the
Yeah,
spring. I don't know if it's just because the summer has a lot more competition and spring is a little more of an open market.
yeah,
But yeah, they started releasing all their huge titles in spring for some reason. So that's pretty interesting
right,
because for as of now, Marvel isn't putting out anything on the of Infinity War or Endgame or something
yeah,
not or Civil War, nothing on that scale.
right.
So I guess Black Widow's just kind of their big title right now, so that's interesting.
Yeah, that very well might be. Well, I don't. Wasn't that the only Marvel set to come out this year, or was there
Wasn't
another?
one.
Was Eternals? Is Eternals this year? No, Eternals is next year.
Is Eternal?
They're releasing some Disney Plus
Oh,
stuff.
okay. Eternals is coming. Oh, I forgot about New Mutants, which isn't technically. I mean, New Mutants is
Yeah,
like
that's
I'm
not.
pretty sure it was by Fox, which was acquired by Disney.
Yeah,
So
so it's
technically, yeah, I
just
guess that's their other movie. But I mean,
who's gonna
Black
see
Widow.
that shit? Who's gonna see Stranger Things,
Yeah,
boy?
and Game of Thrones girl. Yeah, I'm pretty sure Black
Is she?
Widow's their only really big title, so that's actually interesting. You know, after the
Yeah.
huge year
Well,
they had last year, that's good.
Oh, massive. Just I I don't in my opinion, I don't think they're ever going to be able to top that because I think this might be I mean, unless they just do sort of anticlimactic, sort of big release
Yeah,
like that, build up to it because they've been building up to this for what,
right. It's
11
gonna be
years? They had
it's gonna be yeah, you're right. The buildup is going to be massive if we ever get anything like Avengers again. You know, we need to build up stories for these newer heroes, right? And yeah, if we're gonna get like
yeah,
a
which I
new
feel like
Avengers or some shit.
most likely the next thing that they'll do that'll be on that scale is like Guardians of the Galaxy, like cosmic type
Right, it's
shit
gonna
or
be
whatever.
yeah, it's gonna be fucking cosmic.
It's gonna be in space, which that's one thing that I'm like not necessarily super excited for anymore because so with Marvel, their whole theme is like so with DC, I'm pretty sure the big difference with Marvel and DC is that DC it's like you're born with these powers, whereas in Marvel continuity, you're
Usually
given
given the
or
power.
you
Yeah,
receive or
that's
whatever.
true.
Yeah. So I feel like it's gonna be sort of weird to go into like I don't know. I feel I might not like it as much if it's all
Yeah,
space themed
space.
shit
Yeah,
or
like you
whatever.
are a fucking godly
Um,
being. If everyone's Captain Marvel, pretty much, you know.
yeah, because like I enjoy my Guardians of the Galaxy and whatever else, but like you enjoy that because at some point, well, not because, but like one of the reasons you enjoy that is because at some point is they're gonna come and they're gonna like team up with the Avengers,
Right.
but that already happened, and so like I feel like if they go
It's just like
into outer
they just
space
it just seemed like
stuff.
with Endgame, like after years and years of build up, like yeah, over 11 years, it's like they blew their fucking load. You know, like everyone
Yeah.
was in Endgame, so it's like how can you even capture that again?
Can you replicate that?
It's
Yeah, right.
honestly like if it weren't for the huge profits, I mean, they still obviously make a lot of money from these movies, but like,
No, of course.
would that have been the better choice? Just end it there, you know? I don't know.
Right. I
Instead of
don't I
losing
mean,
money on like progressively losing money on future movies and stuff, you know? I don't know.
it's Disney,
Yeah,
so they're
they're
never
yeah,
really gonna
they're
end
not
it.
they're not losing
But I
money.
mean, I feel like you could sort of maybe tone
Right.
it back and
Well,
do like smaller stuff. I wouldn't
oh
say,
sorry, what were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I wouldn't mind seeing a live action Howard the Duck
Hell
movie,
yeah.
Of course.
Reboot that shit. Get George Lucas out
Yeah.
there.
Was George
He
Lucas?
directed the original Howard the Duck.
Holy Are
I
you
was kinda
kidding
scared
me?
of Howard the Duck as a
I
kid. There was
never
no
even
like, the villain in that movie was fucking creepy, dude. It was
I've never seen Howard the
it's
Duck in my
weird. It's
entire
I
life.
mean, yeah, very fever dreamish. Um,
Yeah, I was about to say, isn't it like doesn't he isn't there like a and like
there's probably a
sex scene
sex scene
between him
somewhere.
and a
Yeah, it's
human or
very
something?
Beastars
Yeah,
esque.
it's probably racist.
Probably. Um,
Yeah, as all things that time period were.
well, I was just gonna say that I'm actually finding it interesting. I think I'm liking almost these more standalone superhero movies more now. Like I
Yeah, no, for
really
sure.
like Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse is probably my favorite superhero movie.
Oh,
I
you like
love
yeah,
that
I remember
movie.
you like that. Of all time, really?
Yeah, yeah, honestly, it's really fucking good. Everything from the animation, character arcs, and the story and shit's just really good.
Right.
And then I thought Joker was fantastic. That was a standalone.
Oh,
Uh,
of course.
and
Well,
the upcoming The Batman with Robert Pattinson, I'm
I'm
excited
excited
for.
with
It's got a pretty
Yeah.
good cast, you know. It's based on some interesting stories. Apparently, it's supposed to focus more on the detective element, so that's pretty interesting. Um,
Yeah. I really hope there's like what I've always wanted to see, sort of going off track here, but like with Batman, I've always really wanted to see the Death in the Family timeline with,
oh yes,
but like live, obviously they did Under the Red Hood, the
right,
animated
yeah,
movie,
yeah. Other
but
than
I
that,
really want to see a live action
man,
rendition of that.
Death in the Family movie would be so good. And that's the thing. That's the thing. Like with the DC cinematic universe, they were building up to so in like
Oh yeah.
Batman v Superman because I'm pretty sure that was a timeline where Death in the Family happened because there's like a
Yeah, you see like the
yeah, it's
Robin
like ha ha
costume with
ha
the
you couldn't
graffiti on
save
it.
him, Joe spray painted it over it or some
Yeah.
shit. But yeah, they built up so much and they ended up I mean
I think I think the main reason why they fucked it up is because unpopular opinion. So you said you've never seen Man of
I
Steel,
have not
right?
seen the Man of Steel.
So I think Man of Steel, it was the best
Okay.
DCEU movie, which I guess Man of Steel and Birds of Prey are in the same universe, is what I would
Right.
assume. Um, but so I think that was a very good movie. But I think the main reason why they fucked up, you can't make Batman v Superman the first movie that you see fucking Batman.
Or fucking
He's
Doomsday.
he's the
Okay,
trademark
yeah, I
icon
totally agree.
of
They should have given
like
Batman because I mean Batman's my favorite. Like Batman like needs a
yeah,
whole other movie of development. You can't cram all that shit in there and do the Doomsday
yeah.
story all in one movie. That was fucked up.
Like maybe the Schneider cut was better,
Maybe. I
but
don't know. Whatever that
we'll never find
Oh,
out.
actually no,
So
that was Justice League. Snyder cut for release the
oh,
Snyder
okay,
cut.
okay,
Okay. There's actually a dude,
yeah,
so people got fucking livid about that. About them
they did. They
they're
still
still
are.
the fire's still raging on. They got really mad about
Yeah,
the Snyder cut not being released. There's this there's this phenomenal YouTube video where someone made a rap about it. It's called
uh-oh.
hashtag release the Snyder
Hashtag release this night. Yeah, I think I've heard of
cut.
that.
It's so fucking
Yeah,
good. I'll have to link it. It's so good.
nice.
Um, it's just
Yeah,
because they're so serious about it. That's just what makes me laugh. I guess.
yeah. But I
Yeah,
mean,
superhero movies.
yeah, super. Just all in all, I think, um, just sort of going back to big picture here. I think DC could definitely take some notes from Marvel.
Yeah,
Don't replicate because I like the tone that DC's trying to go for a little bit more
right.
than I
Well, they're clearly trying to liven things
Marvel.
up previous entries because Batman v Superman, Man of Steel, those titles were like dark as shit.
Oh, those were very well. Okay, so Man of Steel was like it wasn't necessarily. It was very like discovering yourself, sort of, if
Hmm.
that makes sense. But I mean, it was still yeah. It was still somewhat
Well,
dark, and
yeah. Whereas now they're like Wonder Woman 1984, like literally looks colorful as shit. You know, they're trying to
yeah,
do more jokes and stuff. You know, to be a little more humorous. That's good
yeah.
because
But I
like a
mean,
3 hour fucking humorless movie isn't a lot of fun. You know.
there's not. No, I wouldn't
Oh
have fun. But I mean, I think just in general, DC could take some notes, but at the same time, if they continue doing what they did with Birds of Prey, I
yeah.
really enjoyed
Well,
that movie.
another
So
thing
I
about
think
it
they
is
could do some
DC
great
was
things.
so fucking rushed. Like, yeah, right.
Oh,
First
100%.
movie you introduced Batman versus, and then I'm pretty sure the
Yeah.
very next year Justice League came out. Like,
Oh, it
how do
was
you
way
blow
too
your
rushed.
fucking load
Yeah.
that quick? Like uh, Marvel Marvel put out all the movies for all the characters. Put out movies
Right.
yeah, they put out movies for all the characters they needed to. They put out Avengers, other than like your
Yeah.
Hawkeye, you know, uh,
Which they're doing it
yeah, but they're
now,
doing it
which
now, right? Even with him, you know.
yeah,
So
because they played bigger roles in these movies than they
Marvel
did
pulled
before.
off a fucking feat, and that's
Oh, they did. I think that might not be able to be replicated by DC,
absolutely
but
not.
they can get pretty
Right.
close. Like they can still
Well,
do
and then
some very good things
a
and
lot of
money.
a lot of studios tried to replicate that. Like I'm pretty sure there was and I think the Invisible Man's a part of it. They try to do like this dark cinematic
Yeah,
universe
the
with like
dark
monsters
universe.
in the cinematic universe. It's like, all right. And they're also doing like
Yeah, but I
Godzilla
mean,
and King Kong, the cinematic universe. It's a lot of
yeah,
cinematic universes.
that's the
But
big thing
speaking
now.
of the superheroes.
We continue. How long have we been
I
going
don't
for?
actually fucking know. I mean,
Does it
I don't
matter?
think it matters, but we started at 11.
Yeah, 11ish. Yes.
Shit,
No,
we're
we're
at
fine.
2 hours. Holy, we're about to be at 2 hours.
Oh shit.
Um,
Uh-oh. I gotta wake up early tomorrow.
fuck.
Huh?
Okay, we'll speed through these.
No,
Okay.
I'm just kidding. It's
Uh,
all right.
Speaking of the supers, I watched a movie in the theaters called My Hero Academia: Heroes Rising, and I
You
really
did?
liked it. Obviously, anime movies for like shonen series are usually just very paint by numbers. They're just like,
Right.
we're gonna go to this place and we're gonna beat the bad guy and we're gonna have a good time and we're gonna do an awesome super move at the end, which is pretty much what the movie is. But it's very good. I've been
Yeah.
rewatching My Hero Academia the past couple weeks, and it's actually a very good
Mm,
show. Very
right.
fucking good. I'd recommend it.
Very.
Very. Uh, and actually, I was gonna bring this up when we were supposed to record the first time. A little while ago. So Kid and I had a ticket on my wall, and it was for Weathering with You.
Yes.
Uh,
Oh,
it's so good, dude. Weathering with You.
you're so lucky you're
Weathering with You
homeschooled.
is like it's a very slice of life movie. Other than like the
Oh yeah.
last half, I guess. It's very slice of life, and it's about this girl who can make the weather be
Good.
things. She could change the weather.
Yeah. So have you seen Your Name?
No, but it did seem very similar. I think they're all the same.
I'm probably gonna watch Your Name here pretty
Let's
soon.
fucking do it. I'll watch it.
Um oh, we should do the Netflix thing.
Oh,
Use VPN.
oh.
Now, speaking of VPN,
Sponsored
this
by
podcast
Nord?
is sponsored by NordVPN.
Yeah. But no, Weathering with You,
Yeah.
very good movie as well. Very
Yeah,
visually fantastical.
of course. Well, do you have anything else? I have one more.
All right.
I suppose I'm going now. So I know I talked about this on the podcast a while back. God, we've been doing this for close to a year now. I mean, very
No,
inconsistent,
yeah.
but
There was
still.
a literal stretch where we
Oh
did not
fuck, dude, you're still
make
irritating
episodes.
me.
Sorry, there was a literal stretch where we did not make
Yeah,
episodes. Trying to stay on
yeah, it's
top of it
okay.
now.
We're doing it
Yeah.
now. But so I know I talked about this on the podcast a few episodes ago, whenever it might have been, but um so I was watching a little racing anime called Initial
Yes.
D. Arguably probably the most popular racing anime. I mean, I don't
Speed
know. I don't know what
Racer
other contenders it
actually
might
has
have other than, yeah,
sold
Speed
more
Racer.
copies per capita, sir.
Okay, shut the fuck up. But so for those of you who might know, I've committed a great sin to man. I watched dubbed. Um,
Woo!
yeah, I watch my anime dubbed. But so back in the day when I was just a newcomer to anime, so Initial D was my second anime that I've ever watched, first being Soul Eater.
Nice.
Um, and so there's 6 seasons or stages as they call them of Initial D. And so after the fourth one, the dub stops, and I was like, "No, there's no way I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch this. I don't want to watch anime. Um, I don't watch anime subbed or whatever." But I soon got over that. Not soon, but so I've been rewatching a lot of things. So I watched Evangelion and then I rewatched it immediately after.
Yeah.
Um, and so I've been rewatching some of the past animes that I've watched, and I watched Initial D, and that's the most.
You okay? You keep cutting out, bro. Okay, I
Hold
actually have to
on.
go pee, so I gotta go pee, so.
My back. Okay. Edit. Damn. That's some good Coke. Voice connect. Oh, I have a bad connection. That's no good. Come on, guys. My name is Caiden. Welcome back to the Fortune Podcast. Just, it's. I'm here. I don't really know what to say. I'm starting to fade. I'm getting tired. Julius, if you're listening to this, man, yeah, okay. I don't know where Julius went. Just gonna drink some more Coke. That's some good Coke. Really enjoying that Coke. Just chilling. He's back. He's returned.
Please
you
do
there?
excuse my.
Oh, it's quite all right. So I rewatched Initial D.
Right.
And this time around, I decided, you know what? I'm not going to be a pussy anymore. And so I decided to finally finish. So the last time I watched Initial D, I had to finish after fourth. I didn't have to, but I did. I finished after fourth stage, and that didn't sit right with me this time. Just because Initial D, I've realized, is one of my favorite shows I've ever watched, like, in my life. And it's a really good show. At first, if you're not a car guy, you might not enjoy it that much. I mean, it's still, obviously, it has
Right.
plot, but if you're not a car guy, you might not enjoy it, as much as someone who likes cars would. But I had to finish it, so I did, and so now I have experience with both sides of anime.
Both the subs
Um,
and the dubs.
And so, let me tell you, I'm extremely glad that I finished, that I watched part 5, fifth stage and final stage, as they're called. One, because I found out that fifth stage has the best opening. It's a banger, let me tell you.
Nice.
Goes pretty hard. I'm back. I
Oh
don't know what just
Lord.
happened. The fifth stage, the opening, it's a banger. It goes pretty hard. And second, because the second reason why I'm happy that I watched it is because it's genuinely a very good ending. Because like it's one of those endings where like it looks back on like the characters and what they did throughout the show, and it shows like where they're at now, and it's like,
And we've come so far.
yeah, talk to me. So let me tell you that the last race. So they pull some pretty crazy shit in Initial
Right.
D. The first big stunt that Takumi does, and it's like, wow, he's good, is this guy, like, he taps his back bumper, and then Takumi does a full 360.
Shit.
And then he recovers, and it's like, wow, that's cool. Then Takumi jumps his car in order to win a race multiple times. But in this, essentially, what happens is Takumi blows his engine, and so his car, it spins out, and so he's in reverse, and so he just rides backwards in reverse, and his opponent does a full 360 and recovers, and so he wins like by going backwards across the
What the
line.
fuck?
Which that's Initial D for you.
Nice.
But no, I think it's just a very good ending, and it makes you sad to like think about it.
Right.
And it's one of those where like you look up the articles, like, is Initial D
Yeah,
coming back
yeah.
or whatever. I mean,
I know that feeling.
there's been talk about recreating it, but I don't think any of the characters would really come
Right.
back. Because the creator said that he wants to make the sequel, if he ever made it, about rally off-road racing.
Oh.
But no, in general, like it's a very good series, and even if you're not a car person, hold on, I'm gonna mute myself because I have to
All
cough
right.
really loud.
He's unleashing the mightiest of coughs right now. Most powerful cough imaginable that it lasts 10 seconds. Oh.
All right, I've Corona.
Nice. Caden, did you cough into your fucking mic?
So I
Okay,
did.
good.
God. Even if you don't like cars, this is still a very good anime, and you should
So
give it a
I mean, in
watch.
the end, you had to kick your dick and watch the sub, huh?
Mhm.
Nice.
I mean, it's really actually, in all honesty, it's not as bad
Well,
as I
yeah,
thought.
that's the thing.
I mean,
When you see it from both sides, like depending on the anime, like a sub can be the best experience for the anime. Like for me, I think I really like JoJo subbed. I just can't imagine watching dubbed.
right?
I really probably
Yeah.
could. It would just be a struggle to get through the first two parts for me because of all the
Oh,
accents.
yeah, the British
But
accents. Yeah,
I mean, I watched My Hero Academia sub the first way through, and I mean I love it. Like it has some of the best voice acting I've ever heard. Uh, and
right.
but upon second viewing, watching it dub, like it's actually really good. It's by Funimation, it's gonna be pretty quality. But
Funimation is. I found out Funimation's actually
that's
based here
good. That's good
in
and nice.
Texas, and Flower Mound specifically.
Uh,
Yeah.
but yeah, I feel like people are very close-minded when it comes to subs and dubs, and like I won't watch an anime if it's
Right.
subbed. I won't watch an anime if it's dubbed. It's like I mean, you just gotta try it. It's just, it's worth a
Yeah.
try. For some shows, maybe not. Like I don't have too many experiences where I watch both the subbed and the dubbed version of a show. It's just
Right. But I mean,
the Netflix Evangelion is the only one I've experienced. Like I watched the first 6
right.
episodes
Yeah.
subbed, and then I switched over to the dub, and I never went back, and it's really
good.
fucking good. I'm kind of
Yeah.
wishing they
But
put the rebuilds on Netflix and they dubs for them.
I think they were talking
I
about
really
maybe doing
would,
it.
yeah.
It would be awesome if they could do it, but
Yeah,
who knows? It's
who fucking
Netflix,
knows?
so I'm sure they're probably going to make an insane amount of money over this era of depression and sickness.
The recession / depression.
Yes.
Nice,
Other than that, yeah.
this episode where we talk about
You want to
shit.
wrap? Yeah. Thank you guys for listening to.
Caden died.
God damn it! Thank you guys for listening to this episode of the Misfortune Podcast. Stay safe. Wash your hands. Don't go outside that much.
Stay safe. Wash your hands.
Don't be an idiot.
Don't be a fucking dumb.
Just use
Right.
common sense.
Yeah, we're one step closer to episode 10, bitches.
Heyo, we gotta do something cool for episode 10.
That's it.
Yeah.
But I mean that's it.
Maybe I'll play my clarinet.
Oh shit!
I'll play clarinet solo on the
a
mic.
10-minute clarinet solo.
Yeah.
It'll be beautiful. Oh, you can play you can play the theme.
Oh!
That could be the opening.
I'm gonna say this. We're talking about how I'm gonna do it on clarinet, and then it's gonna turn out I'm gonna play it on like recorder or something like that.
That would be even better.